When building wealth, there are two parts at play: how much you make versus how much you save. Sometimes there's not much you can do about how much you make, especially at lower incomes. Most of the time, it just comes down to finding a higher paying job, which is easier said than done. However, the other side of the equation is much easier to control. There are specific actionable steps that you can take right now that will immediately increase how much you can save. And that is what we're going to talk about in this video. Hey, what's going on, guys? Adam here. I hope you're having a great day and welcome to the video. Like I mentioned, we're going to talk about how to save money fast, especially at a low income. I'll give you 7 steps that you can do right now to help you save as much money as possible to get you to your financial goals faster. Let's get into it. The first thing you can do is to keep your housing costs as low as possible. Housing costs are usually the biggest expense in anyone's budget. This includes the cost of rent or mortgage payments, utilities, and maintenance. They can quickly drain your budget. This is especially true in a high cost of living area like San Fran, New York, or good old DC, which is where I live. I remember when I first moved here, I was putting one entire paycheck out of the 2 I got per month into housing costs alone. Assuming you're not living far away in a roach motel, typical rent around here is a minimum of $1,000 with roommates, which is close to what I was paying. It really sucked. Sometimes this is unavoidable, but sometimes it's not. A general rule of thumb is to keep your total housing expenses below 35% of your take-home pay. If you're looking to decrease your housing costs, here's some tips to try. For renters, find cheaper housing if it's available, either by moving further out from your city or by downsizing. We have a tendency to expand to fit the living space that we have, so you might not need as much as you think. Let's say the water in this cup is you and all your stuff in your place of residence, like your bed, your TV, and your clothes. As it turns out, you might not actually need all that space. Check this out. See that? It still fits. Plus, you can get rid of all the stuff that you don't use by donating it, selling it, or throwing it out. Oh, sorry, I drank your stuff. For homeowners, you can keep a hawk eye on utility costs and cut down wherever possible. Keep lights off, don't waste water, and keep your thermostat up in the summer and low in the winter. You can also try house hacking, where you rent out a room or space in your house, which can also help cut down costs. Stephan does a great job at explaining this more in depth, so definitely go check out one of his videos if you're interested. By keeping housing costs low and not buying or renting more than you need, you'll have more money available for saving. Coming in at number 2, you can get a handle on your food expenses. Eating out a lot will definitely increase this. If you eat out lunch and dinner every day for an entire month, even at $10 a meal, that's $600. $10 is a pretty cheap meal these days, and that doesn't even include fancier meals. So that could easily bring that number up to like $800 or $900 a month. The average amount a person generally needs to spend on groceries per month is around $200 to $300. There are plenty of ways to save money on groceries, and here are some options. Make a meal plan each week, list out the ingredients, and stick to that plan when you go shopping. Learn how to cook those meals from scratch instead of buying pre-made or processed meals and snack foods. And as a bonus, you'll be eating healthier too. Buy food in bulk or on sale and use coupons whenever possible. By getting a handle on your food expenses, you'll have more money to put into savings each month. The third thing that you can do is to keep your entertainment costs at bay. Hitting the bar after work, going to see a movie, and other entertainment expenses can quickly burn a hole in your wallet. These things are a lot easier to cut down with the whole C word thing going on. But when things get back to normal, here are some ways to keep entertainment costs low while still having fun. If you're hitting bars, get in on some happy hour deals or pregame at home so you're not spending as much on drinks. If you want to see a movie, have movie night at home complete with popcorn and soda. Take advantage of free activities such as hiking or biking, and free city events like concerts and movies, again, C word permitting. There are plenty of inexpensive ways to have fun, so doing these will increase that number in your bank account. Number 4 is only buy when necessary. There are 2 types of things that we buy: wants and needs. A want is something that you have a desire to possess or do that is not necessary for survival. Like buying this $500 t-shirt or the newest iPhone with that one extra camera every year. A need is something that is essential to your survival. This includes food, housing, and petting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's quick and free for you, and it would help the channel out a ton. Many times our budgets take a hard hit due to unnecessary expenditures from buying wants. Temptation can also come in the form of peer pressure from those around you who spend with reckless abandon, also known as keeping up with the Joneses. Take a hard look at what you buy and see if those purchases add any actual value to your life. If you're seeing a lot of wants, promise yourself that you will only spend when necessary until your savings reach a comfortable level. Eliminating wants from your life right now will set you up with plenty of money later to buy all that stuff. So now at this point, you have a positive cash flow and money in the bank. Now is the time to pay off any expensive debt that you might have, coming in at number 5. This usually comes in the form of consumer debt from credit cards, but it is generally defined as anything above a 6% interest rate. This is the average rate of return you can expect in the stock market, which is where your money would be if not for the debt. This is your opportunity cost, which is a throwback to any economics classes that you've taken. Not only does accumulating debt mean that you have more payments to make each month, it means you're delaying financial freedom thanks to interest payments, which make it harder to pay off. The interest rate on credit cards can commonly reach over 20%. If you're carrying the average credit card balance per adult in the US of $6,000, at that rate, that means you're handing over an additional $1,200 per year to the credit card companies thanks to those interest payments. By avoiding debt or working to pay it off quickly, you can have your money work for you rather than someone else. The 6th thing that you should do is create a zero-sum budget. This is where you structure your budget in a way that every dollar has a set destination before it even hits your bank account. A quick way to do this is to add up all your expenses for your needs and set that aside and take it out of the equation. Then take at least half of the remaining amount and set that aside for your savings, and then you can spend the rest on your wants. The money set aside for savings should go into something like a retirement account or an emergency fund. If you want help with budgeting, check out the Mint app, which is brought to you by the same company behind TurboTax. It's free, just like petting the like button, and also has a lot of great tools for personal finance. I've been using it for years. Personal Capital is another great app to check out, but I find the tools on Mint a lot more useful. By having a plan for every dollar before it hits your bank account, you can reduce wasting money on one of the most costly things, unplanned spending. The 7th and final thing to do is to automate your savings, which is one of the best ways to save more money no matter what your income is. Set up your 401k to automatically contribute to it with each paycheck. You can also take that money that you identified for saving from the previous step and set up an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings or retirement fund on your paydays. Have your dividends reinvested automatically instead of letting it sit as cash in your investment account. The less you have to think about saving and investing, the more successful you will be with it. In fact, Fidelity did a study on their top performing accounts and found that the accounts with the highest rate of returns were people that just forgot they even had an account. As humans, we tend to spend and invest with our emotions, so removing that element from it will help you make better decisions and get more out of your money. So there's your plan to save money fast, even with low income. Reduce your housing costs, food expenses, entertainment bills, and frivolous spending. Then you can pay off your expensive debt, create a budget, and then automate your savings and investing. Saving money, even with low income, is absolutely possible. It might be tough at first, but it will get easier. I hope this video helps you reach your goals. Let me know in the comments what they are and if you have a strategy to get there. I read and respond to every single one as long as they're not negative or toxic, and I throw in the heart too. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.